Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Dr. Asi Explains. This is Dr. Asi, and today's topic is ESC 1011 lab and module number 2, which covers lab number 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 labs. So 6, 7, 8 are plant biology labs, and 9 is a fungi lab. So let's get started. Like as always, make sure that you look at your PowerPoints, you look at your drawings from your lab, all the microscope slides and all the specimen drawings, and make sure that you identify phylum names, identify representative species, and you can also identify some anatomy parts of your drawings. So let's get started. So we start with lab number 6, which is a vascular but seedless plants. So this is second group of plants that we've seen before. First group was bryophytes. They were the simplest plant groups. And this is that second group called seedless. They are a little higher up compared to bryophytes, but they are still they are missing seeds. So they are seedless, but they are vascular. That means they have xylem and phloem system that unlike bryophytes. So these are seedless vascular plants or seedless plants. So there are two phylums in this group of plants. Phylum number 1 or division is lycophytes, Lyco, and under that there is Lycopodiaphida, club mosses, and quillworts and spike mosses, some examples that they are actually under this group. So first, Lycopodiaphida, some representative species are Lycopodium, obviously, and Selaginella, which looks more like leaf-like structure. Then we have ferns and fern allies still under lab number 6. So ferns, we know this is a big group of plants, and they actually have more than 1,200 species listed. So the ferns is the first phylum, which is Pteridophyta. Second phylum under this group is phylum number 2 is Phenophyta, and phylum number 3 is Psilotophyta, which are whisk ferns. So ferns are the biggest phylum here, Pterophyta, Pteridium, Azolla, Polystridium, some examples of fern. So make sure you check fern life cycle, like you see here in this picture, which is like any other life cycle. We see blue area here, which is sporophyte, and pink area here, which is gametophyte. And remember always, sporophyte is 2N diploid, gametophyte is 1N haploid. We see a very unique heart shape, look like a heart of a gametophyte. And on that gametophyte, if you look very careful, we see the archegonium, the female, on the upper part, and pteridium male is in the lower part of this, and then we have rhizoids coming out from it. So dominant part here is sporophyte, which ferns have. You can see here they can be pretty large, like tree ferns, for example, we see in Australia. So the leaf-like structure in the sporophyte is called fronds. And if you look under the fronds, we see sori, which is basically they reproduce by spores, which are inside this sori or sorus. So then there is horsetails, which an example is Equicidum, and then there is also the other phylum, which is Psilotum, Psilotophyta. Psilotum is unique because Psilotum has some of the oldest living plants, so that makes it a very unique species under whisk ferns. They are also homosporous. Homosporous means spores are not specialized, and they are actually they are just homosporous, unlike some other heterosporous ones. So Xylotum is homosporous. So that's seedless plants. The next lab is Gymno. Gymnosperms are a not very large group here as a lab, but we have actually some of the oldest plants and some of the largest plants, tallest plants, and they are all under gymnosperms. So gymnosperms have 4 phylums. Biggest one will be Coniferophyta. Then there is Gynodophyta. Then is Cycadophyta, and there is Ginkgophyta. Ginkgophyta is the ginkgo we know. There is only one species listed under this whole phylum. So we are gonna the lab really emphasizes mostly Coniferophyta, specifically this phylum Coniferophyta. There are almost 5,000 years old plants here, like bristlecone pine, Earth's oldest living organism that's actually listed under Coniferophyta. Gymno means they are naked, so that means the seed naked means there is no fruit covering the seed. Instead, there is actually a cone, like a female cone, which actually seed is located. You see probably one thing here. This lab and next lab, gymnosperms and angiosperms, they are called seed plants. So previous 2 groups that we see actually, they did not have seeds. They had spores. But Gymnos and Angios, they have seeds. But Angios have some other stuff also as well. What else here? The male gametophyte with pollen, pine pollen, which is very unique, has 2 wings, look like a Mickey Mouse kind of shape. That's also unique. They have alternation of generation. We know that. Cone is also called strobili. They are heterosporous. They produce 2 types of spore. Ovules become seeds later. So seed is unique here, which is actually new here. Now, which is female gametophyte is the inside there is the female cone, and then male gametophyte inside there is male cone. Okay, so just make sure you look up the pollen grains, microsporophyll, microsporangium, which makes the pollens, and then large free living sporophytes. So sporophytes are literally large and big and tall and old, actually here in gymnosperms. So the next, make sure that you actually review the life cycle of gymnosperm life cycle, because life cycle kind of summarizes the whole thing. Okay, so always start with sporophyte. The next group is angiosperms. Angiosperms are the last group of plants, which means the most recent in the evolutionary chart. That means they have the most features, maybe some other groups, earlier groups missing. Like flower, you see in this picture, a flower is made of 4 parts. From bottom, SPSC, sepal, petal, stamen, carpel. Right, so 4 parts, 4 major parts. Petals, the most colorful part of a flower. When people actually look at any flowers, first thing they see is petal color. That's the most unique part. That's actually might be communicating with a pollinator vector, like bees or insects, maybe with the yellow colors, white colors, or blue colors, as opposed to orange, red kind of colors, which are more corresponding with birds and bird pollinators. So of course, the most unique another most unique part is carpel, which is the middle part of this flower, which later becomes the bottom part, which is ovary, becomes fruit, and then ovules inside there becomes seeds, right? So Now we have seeds here, but they are actually inside the fruit, right? That's different than gymnosperms. So if flower is simple flower, fruit is a simple fruit. If so fruits, they have different types of fruits, fruit types, like apples are pomes, bananas, tomatoes are berries, peaches are drupes, strawberries are aggregate fruits, oranges are hesperidium fruits, beans are legumes, corn are coreopsis, and pineapple is a multiple fruit. So you need to know fruit type. If you see a picture of a fruit, what's the type of fruit? Microgametophyte means male, like pollen grain here. Megagametophyte is female, which is embryo sac. What else here? So fruit, flower and fruit, and some specifics. Also pay attention to stem and root cross sections. We have two classes under angiosperms. Class number one is monocotyledons or monocots. Class number two is dicotyledons, which is or eudicots, that actually they have about 170,000 eudicots and about 70,000 monocots, total more than 250,000 angiosperm flowering species. Flowering plants under this group, number 8. They have only one phylum, which is Anthophyta. Just one phylum, two classes, 250,000 species. Okay, so we move on, and next, the last lab is actually we are done with the plant labs. Now we move to fungi. This is a different kingdom. Fungi is a very unique kingdom. They have 1.5 million fungi, more than any plant species. They are heterotrophs, unlike plants. They feed by absorption. They produce spores also, sexually or asexual spores. They have hypha and mycelium that their body is made of. There are 6 really big phylums under this. You see some of them here, like Zygophyta. Here you go, Zygo, or Citridiophida. Citridio, which is basically the phylum. We didn't, so we have Citrids. Zygophyta, which is the phylum which has bread mold, zygo, these fungi. Glomero, which is known with is mycorrhiza fungi, like Mike, which works with the plants and provides phosphorus to plants. 94% of the plants have this type of relationship with this fungi. And then next one is Asco, which is this guy here, Ascomycota, sac fungi. Yeast is one of the most well-known species under this, and some malts and truffles. And yeast is a single cell fungi in a model organism in biology. The next one is Basidio, which is well known for their club fungi, look like an umbrella. One of the biggest groups, 25,000 species. Examples of club fungi, but also rust, which is on mushrooms. Obviously, the mushroom agaricus is under this, but also rust, which is a fungi which makes wheat plant sick and cause a fungal disease called rust, wheat rust. That's also a Basidio mycota. Agaricus again is cultivated mushroom, is under this. Then there is a group called Deutero, which is basically means imperfect fungi. And an example is a very importantly, like penicillium, which aspergillus or penicillium specifically important because they are used as an antibiotic to kill bacteria, very important in human health. So penicillium is a Deuterocoda. There is also a group called lichens, there are 25,000 of them. They are a combination of algae and fungus combo, and they live symbiotically. An example is cladonia, which is a lichen. So, and pay attention to the life cycle, sexual life cycle, and asexual life cycle of fungi, and make sure you know some representative species, phylum names, kingdom names, and cover so the labs 6 to 9. And if you have more questions, let me know. So just to recap, we covered 3 groups of plants and 1 group of fungi in plant and 4 labs. And so we will do more review in the class in tomorrow. And thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment and subscribe and share. And see you in next video. Happy studying.